Okay, so these are all beautiful and dry. Now, you probably notice here that there is only 4 in the rack. Now, there was a bit of a problem with one, and I'll show you a bit later and what I'm going to do to rectify the problem, but essentially it was a little bit saggy at one end, which meant that, I didn't notice it at the time, but when I was applying the emulsion, it sort of, because it was a bit droopy at one end, it sort of, the emulsion sort of accumulated into a bit of a pool, which wasn't ideal. And even worse still was the fact that it was our number 4 screen, which is the halftone screen, which is pretty crucial that one's fairly tidy. So I've just hit it with the water blaster and taken the emulsion off. I'll let the screen dry again, and we'll catch up with that a bit later on, and I'll show you what the deal is. But we can still go ahead and burn these other 4 here. Now, the astute among you may be saying to yourself, hey, but hold on, those new screens that you built look like they've been used already. And you know what? You'd be right. I did actually do another little job, a couple of little jobs with them, but that's all right. It's not going to stop us from moving forward with this little mission. So I'll grab one out anyway. Now this should be our number 1 screen right here. Well, this will be a white underbase, but I'll just put them up here. You can see that's touch dry and ready to go, ready to burn. So there's that's our number 1 graphic there. That's our white underbase. So I guess we'll just proceed ahead and burn it. Now obviously that needs to go that way, as I mentioned earlier. We'll flip them over. Okay, so we've got our first transparency sitting on our screen there. We've got the glass on top. Now I've got a position pretty much where I want it. This is just sitting on the bench at the moment, and we'll take it over to the exposure table and give it a hit, give it a blast. But before we get started on that, a couple of other essential items here. Obviously, I did mention we'll be exposing it for a duration of 3 minutes, so we're on our stopwatch. And have a squirty bottle of water, and that will squirt that and then develop the graphic once it comes out from underneath the light. So I'll go set it up under there, and we'll catch up over there. Right, so just real briefly, this is our exposure table here. I'll put the piece of backing board back under there, and that's pretty much where it's going to stay. What we're talking here is we've got 4 500 watt halogen lamps that I've fabricated a bit of a steel frame, and they just sit in there, suspended on a wire, so I can adjust the height if need be. And I've made up a bit of a shade here. It's sort of a plasticky foil lining. It just sort of retains all the light and bounces it downward where it needs to go. So you can see the lamps under there. And that's from the lens of the lamp down to the board here. We're looking at about 250mm height, and height will play a fairly important part in your exposure times. So, and this is just through trial and error, so you're gonna have to discover that on your own. But that sort of seems to work for me. About 250 height at bang on 3 minutes under the light. Yeah, that should be pretty good. But we'll go ahead and put one under and see how we go. Right. A bit dark over in this corner of the shed, but that's cool. But as you can see, we've got our light, we've got the frame, we've got the transparency sitting under the glass, upside down, just how we need it. And all that's left to do really is just turn the light on and give it 3 minutes and go from there. So we will. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. She's away. Alright, we're counting. We're gonna not a lot to see here, but those lights are blasting. Those lights are blasting under there. They're all working and doing the job. So, stopwatch is counting. We'll see you back in 2.5 minutes. Okay, so what are we? Yep, that's 3 minutes is up. I'll pull this glass off. First and foremost, I'll just sit them out. Grab this frame off here. And we'll bring them over to the bench. Right, we'll pull out, this might be a bit sticky, but that's cool. Pull our transparency off. Thusly. Right, you can go sit over there for now too. Now, we just need to develop this, which is really just entails squirting both sides with a bit of water. Give it a good coverage. You can clearly see the outline there that's been left behind by the transparent film. And hold on, I'll just set that up there. I'll flip it over and do the other side. Good squirt of water. Now I don't really have a set time frame for how long I develop this, but I don't know. Couple of minutes, whatever. let's say a couple of minutes. I'll let that develop, and I'll see you out of the washout booth, and we'll wash that emulsion out. I'll get cracking on and start washing that out now. I don't even turn the pressure washer on at this stage, so I'm just basically just using the jet without it turned on, and that's all the pressure that you really need to wash this out. I may just turn it on at the end just to make sure it's all beautifully washed out. But that's, as you can see, that's washing out pretty nice. Right, so that'll washed out really nice. I'll just give it a blast with the washer, the pressure on, really quickly and gently. You can overdo it at this stage quite easily and actually blow your graphic out, which is what we don't want. That'll just get the excess emulsion out of that graphic. And that is that. Right, at this point, just need to blow it out with the ear. And that'll just make sure that we've got the areas that we need cleaned out, nicely cleaned out. Well, that's it. There's nothing really left to do now. It's just sit that out in the sun and let that emulsion cure, and it's good to go. So we'll sit that on the Mini so the animals don't crawl all over it. Hey, look at this too. While we're out here, this is our girl duck. It's Doug. She's just having a bit of a swim. But look at this. Go down here. See down the corner here. That's, you might have seen him the other day. That's Choco. Well, that's your boyfriend. And he's sitting on eggs. So, there might just be a few little ducklings in the very near future, but we'll just, we'll keep an eye on that one. What are you doing, Choco? Righto. See you later. So, that's number one out the way. We'll basically just we'll work through the pile, obviously skipping the halftone layer. So we'll do those other three, and we'll catch up out the washout booth and we'll just wash them out together. And of course, as fucking luck would have it, in between one screen and the next, my compressor's decided that it's had enough, and it's seized. So we'll just sort of have to do with the air that we've got in the tank, and hopefully that gets us through the job. And then it looks like I'm rebuilding the fucking compressor. So that's how it goes in Darkworm Fun World. But that's all good. We'll sort it out. There is actually another compressor, a whole other compressor sitting out in the wood shop there. But it could be at least a day's work there, but it doesn't matter. I'm fucking rambling now. Wow, there you go, Roger. Sometimes you just need a little bit of time to have a think about it, and I was while I was out there washing out that last screen. I thought I'll just added a bit of hydraulic fluid, and I tried a different power source because it was plugged into this box up here, you see. So I run it from the power source down the back there, which is straight power, and I think because it was stuck on the bottom of the stroke, and that's all it needed. Just a little bit extra power to give it that kick in the ass, and fucking result, beauty. Wasn't really looking forward to rebuilding that, so yeah, that's awesome. Stoked. Righto, if we have a look here, you can see up top when I was talking about underexposure here, see that? We've had a bit of a blowout in the graphic. So for whatever reason, that section there hasn't decided it didn't want to cure fully, and so what happens is if when you're underexposed, well obviously it just washes out. So what's really going to have to happen at this stage is we'll have to I'll take all this off and we'll try again. We've got the other one to do yet anyway, the half-tone screen, so I mean it's just as easy to do two as it is do one, so that's just not going to work for our purposes, unfortunately. That's how it goes on the big jobs. Okay, so